This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Press the like symbol if you enjoyed any part of this video. Thank you. Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today's blood sugars are 14.7. And it's just after 10 this morning. You can see I peaked at 17 and now have started to come down. My average blood sugar, hopefully I got it the right way, I do, is at 86%. 14% is above the range. 86 within range. Now, I would be worried with the 14% if, this wasn't a normal, if this was a normal day. This 24-hour period hasn't been a normal day. My stomach's starting to act up again, so we'll see. This average blood sugar shows that I'm at 7.6%, which is actually fairly good. Now, we'll keep an eye on it for the next couple of days and see if I have to contact my diabetic nurse. I started to wonder if I have to already, because the lows are starting to creep back. But we'll see. Today, I want to discuss taking breaks from your diabetes. Wouldn't that be wonderful if you watched your diabetes like a hawk for a certain number of days, and then you could take a day off? And you could have what you want to eat. You wouldn't have to worry about insulin. It doesn't happen. You have a chronic condition, which means, you're going to have to live with this. Diabetes isn't just something you take your medication and you forget about it. You still have to do your blood. You still have to do everything. You still have to get your exercise. And this is because you have to see if your body is utilizing the insulin correctly. Say, oh, well, breaks are wonderful, but we don't get breaks. I'm sure people who have cancer want to have breaks, but heart disease, they want to have breaks. It's not something that's open to us. So we have to learn how to do it. One thing I have sort of always said, and it's something that works for me, doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you. But if you keep control of your blood sugars, and I'm talking fairly good control, if you do go off and have a wild birthday or Christmas, you're not going to run into the difficulties because your body can very easily get back into line and follow that strict line. But if you're constantly at super high blood sugars, you're not gonna get back into line that easy. And it drags on and on and on. So, what do I do? Well, I will always try to do as best control that I can do day in and day out. I count my carbs. If I don't know what something has carbs in it, I will take a look at my book. I have a book, actually, I have 2 books now, 3 actually. And in these books, it'll have all your carbs and everything you need. I make sure the insulin that I'm taking is working correctly. And how do you do that? Well, you monitor your blood sugars for 3 consecutive days. If you get highs at a certain time for those 3 days, then your doctor should give you a plan to increase your insulin. If you start going down, you need to decrease your insulin. It is quite simple, and it's allowing diabetics to control their own diabetes. Excuse me. Testing. Diabetes or type 1 diabetes, you should be testing at least 4 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, before bed. You should also be testing any time that you're feeling low. And that is below 3.9. I think it's 3.9. Or anything over 10. If your CGM is saying 10.1, you should be doing a test. A finger poke. Nice, easy way to get the numbers. But your birthdays. We celebrate around food. But as diabetics, we don't have the option to not take our insulin. Or if we take way too much insulin, we're going to get the same issues that we have throughout the rest of the year. You know, Thanksgiving, whether you're Canadian or American, it's still food. You can't take a break. But you can control your body the rest of the time of the year. Another little trick I have learned is the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you follow what you should be having, when you should be eating it, and with how much insulin. 20% of the time, you can relax. Doing your blood sugars now, most of the glucometers come and reach the result in 5 seconds. So you can just go below the table, see what your blood sugar is before eating. If you have a pump, you could just give yourself insulin, and then you're able to go on with the time. If you're on syringes, it's a little bit more tedious. But you know what? We have to learn to keep our bodies in control. Now, when I was first diagnosed, and I can remember I went with my dad to Alberta. And when I came back, my sister asked, well, what did you have to eat on your flight? I said, I think it was lima beans. Oh, you weren't supposed to be eating lima beans? Oh no. One high blood sugar doesn't mean you're going to lose your sight. It's the constant high blood sugars that are the issues. So, can we take breaks? No. But if you want to do a little bit less and enjoy yourself somewhat, just make sure you test you're taking your medication and just go on. You can sit down the day after and go and take a look at all the readings and seeing where you were. Don't go crazy. Have a great day. We'll talk again soon. Bye now. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Thank you. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.